Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Transformational Storytellers show. I am here today with a good friend of mine, an author and speaker. She describes herself as an ardent writer, passionately exploring the world and the profound connections between animals and nature. I love that about Preethi. She advocates for animal welfare and environmental preservation, believing in the power of stories. That's why she's here to foster empathy and positive change. And Preethi Srinivas, she's a great friend. She's an author in the Gifts of Pain. And I am just so excited to introduce her to you. My children have read one of her books, and it is just so fantastic. And you're going to love her story. So, Preethi, welcome.
Thank you, Elena. So nice to meet you. And it's so nice to meet the community
Yeah.
of transformational storytellers as well.
Yes, I love that, and we're meeting from India right now, right?
Yep, yeah. I'm currently traveling and located in India.
Yes, I love that so much. And well, to get us started, I would like for you to share your transformational story with our audience so that they know why you are a believer of the power of story.
Sure, yeah. I'm going to do a mix of reading plus, just speaking about it conversationally, because I feel like it's a very deep and personal story. And chances are that I'm going to speak about it from my heart, as opposed to reading. So,
Yeah.
so a few years back, I was really dealing with very intense emotions. There was a lot of rejection and betrayal. And in spite of all of those intense emotions, I was really good at masking it, so that, to the outside world, it looked like everything is fine. But I knew deep within that something wasn't okay. There was a void in life, and I didn't have any hope. I didn't feel like I didn't feel hope, to be honest. And I just felt like, okay, I just have to continue to engage with the world. Interestingly, though, what happened one day was I had an accidental encounter in watching an online video. Now, this video was describing God's love for all beings, especially cows. And that piqued my curiosity, right? I started to question, like, so there is this concept of selfless love for animals. And what is this? Right. So I started looking up online, I got also very curious to understand, can I go meet the animals? That's when I started to look for sanctuaries, particularly cow sanctuaries. And interestingly, I found one very close to where I live in the US, in California. However, the universe dictated a 10-month wait, because this was around the COVID lockdown time. And I really had to, like, wait and hold off before I could go visit. And Then one day, I did get a chance to visit. And this is like a 90-acre cow sanctuary. Interestingly, my first encounter was actually with a bull. This bull is like 7 feet tall, is like weighing over 1,500 pounds, right? And obviously, I was intimidated by the size of the bull. But when I got closer to the bull, I could feel some positive energy. He looked into my eyes, and it was as if, like, he was trying to communicate with me, right? And I felt like I saw a guardian in him. And Immediately when I looked into his eyes, a tear started flowing down. And initially I had the fear, and with time, that fear sort of slowed down to feeling really comfortable in his presence, even though that was really the first time I was encountering the bull, right? A complete stranger. I was a complete stranger to him, and he a complete stranger to me, right? But following the incident, I became a frequent visitor to the sanctuary. And eventually, this experience led me to exploring this concept of sanctuaries. I started visiting sanctuaries worldwide. And over time, I realized that there is a concept of therapeutic healing when humans and animals are together, and the healing is much more pronounced when humans and bovine animals are in close interaction. Of course, the interaction has to be comfortable for both the beings, right? And this is a concept I wanted to share with the world. So I took it up as my mission, right? I wanted to ensure that you know one I want to ensure the well-being of my bovine friends, right? Because there's so much going on in the world with respect to like animal welfare. There is definitely an increased interest in animal welfare and plant-based lifestyles, but there's also a lot of misinformation, and the world still continues to not think deeply about animal welfare and the role that humans have with animals. So I took it up as my mission to sort of ensure they are taken care of, and also to spread the message that when you're actually around animals and you're performing these acts of service in that company, you actually gain a lot of life lessons, which is what I experienced, right? So I was learning things like gratitude, being content with where you are and what you're doing in life, and also just accepting life as opposed to like judging it and trying to fight it, right? And in over a period of time, I was actually able to make peace with all that betrayal and rejection that I experienced with all those intense emotions from before I met the bovine animals. So I guess that's where the story sort of progressed, and
Yeah.
I'm here now. It's been 5 years, and I'm just hoping to continue on this journey of increasing awareness, educating people about the importance of loving animals, and also like making sure that they're comfortable, so that in turn you start to pick up a lot of life lessons, and you start to realize so much about yourself, and you start to learn a lot of life lessons. So
Wow, that is so powerful. And I've seen you tell this story live to an audience and on the stage, and to see the faces of everyone and how everyone is so surprised, because this information is sort of a secret that no one is talking about, and so profound, because I know that everyone in our audience is familiar with feeling those feelings of intense emotions, such as fear and, like you said, a sense of betrayal that causes you to be sometimes angry, sad, lost, confused. So we all experience that. I always say that pain is the common thread of humanity. So knowing that we all experience pain means that all of us can definitely benefit from the power of this friendship between animals. And the way that you described it was so powerful, because many times we fear what will heal us. And that was just really beautiful how you described how your nervous system started to calm down as you became more familiar, and it wasn't an unknown anymore. Love your storytelling. And my question next is going to be for you to let me know why you think, because you believe in the power of stories. I know that, and you're a fantastic storyteller, and I appreciate you sharing it with us. But why would you say we need to step up and tell our stories? Why is that something that we need to do as humans?
That's a great question. I think there are a couple of reasons that I believe in. One is the story we narrate about ourselves is us, right? So we become who we say we are to others. What I mean by that is, as we are trying to share these stories, we are self-reflecting, right? We are trying to understand, who am I? Why did I react this way? What happened in my life, and things like that. So in a way, it is a self-reflection tool, right? And you try to get a deeper understanding of yourself. The second one is, it also helps the people that you're sharing the story with understand who you are, right? And at a very base, like a foundation, is that all humans are storytellers, right? So we anything we share is actually in the form of a story, and that sort of leads to a better communication. Right. And the third one is more about, like you said, pain is a very common thread. Everybody in this world has experienced some form of pain, right? And one thing that we tend to realize when we are experiencing the pain is that we tend to become so overwhelmed that we start to lose hope, and we feel like, okay, there's just nothing that we can do. But
Yeah.
storytelling actually ends up becoming a tool which will help you heal
Mhm.
from that pain, whatever that pain is, right? And I think the story system that you've crafted is super helpful in that process, right? Because the system is a framework, right? Of course, I'm not going to talk about the framework because to the folks in the community, if you really want to know what it is, do reach out, Elena, because it really helped me communicate my story better, right? So I had these different thoughts like, oh, I experienced this, I went through this, this is what happened. But then to craft it into a narrative that someone can quickly review and understand and also relate to, I think that's where your framework was super super helpful. But at the end of the day, I think one, by nature we are storytellers. Two, by telling stories, I think it really helps us heal better.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
those comments. I'm gonna go back to something you said in the beginning when you were telling your story about how you became sort of an expert in masking those emotions.
Mhm.
And I think all of us have been through that at one point or another. And and I love how you said we reflect and kind of set the pain down in those stories. So I think it's also a way to unmask that pain and to stop suppressing it, to be real with who we are. I love I love how you I connected those two things that you said because I love how it came full circle. When it,
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
that's great. Yeah, I think one other thing is it's also the vulnerability, right? So a lot for a very long time I was masking it because I was one, of course, I was conscious about what if people judge me,
yeah,
right? And when you put it down, you are actually developing that confidence to be like, it's not about what others think about you.
yeah,
At the end of the day, it's really about what were you experiencing, what were you feeling back then, what are you feeling now, and how has that journey transformed and evolved you into accepting the situation and yourself and everybody else, right? So I think that way putting it down is super helpful.
absolutely. And I one aspect that I love about your work in the world is that you are bringing awareness about how to have friendship with bovine, friends, and also like your handle is befriend cows on social media. What a wonderful handle. And so I want to know, you know, and I know a little bit, but I want you to share with the audience a little bit more about the work that you do in the world and about how we can all have friendships with not only cows but with
Okay.
her and animals and
Mhm.
and also what do you love about this work that you do?
Sure. Yeah. So my mission is to get families to be more outdoors in nature and love animals. And friendship is a very, very powerful relationship because in friendship there is no judgment and there is a lot of trust, right? You would do anything for a friend. If you think about other relationships, there could be other conditions or chances of the relationship falling apart, but friendship is completely different, right? It's like you really trust the other being. And I my mission is actually all animals. I started off with farm animals and more specifically with bovine animals because of my first time encounter with a bull, right? I think befriend cows kind of stuck that way because that's where I started with. And I've also started to realize that a lot of people, like as you were mentioning earlier, are not familiar with farm animals. right? So the cows are large-sized mammals, right? So they are so many layers away from a child or a parent for that matter, because you don't see them in your neighborhood, right? Like you need to go to a farm, or probably you need to drive like an hour or so to reach like a sanctuary, which is it's kind of like a missed opportunity, right? And this could also be one of the reasons why decisions are made, like consumers make decisions in terms of consuming animal products, right? Because if someone actually saw how dairy is produced or how meat is produced, they are not going to actually consume any of these products. But that's just one part of the problem, right? So, but it's just that one is it's affecting the global, the climate. It's also affecting the mental and physical well-being of the people. People have so many diseases today because of the way we are living and consuming products today. So really, my mission is to get people to start loving animals, and the foundation is really just love, and love that leads to friendship, right? And I try to create content that will help build this awareness. Or like that's where I've been publishing books and running workshops and field trips. I also try to like partner with sanctuaries where I'm trying to bring the local community to visit these sanctuaries more. So there's a high chance that there's a sanctuary that's only like 20-30 minutes away from where you live, but you may have never thought about visiting one or even know that there is one there, right? So I'm trying to build a map of sanctuaries that people can look up and plan and visit, right? And it's not like a one-off visit, because one of the most important things I'm trying to spread is you want to keep visiting these animals repetitively and volunteer there, because a one-off visit may be interesting, uh, but you're not going to feel that effect of friendship, right? You often, when you are friends with someone, you want to go meet them frequently, you want to talk to them frequently. It's very similar to that, right? So when you're visiting a sanctuary, you're going to go volunteer, and volunteering has so many positive benefits to not only just mental wellness but also physical well-being, right? If you're moving around and helping out, you're going to feel a sense of contentment that I made a difference in someone's life. See, humans and animals, we are all the same beings. The only difference is the body. If you're actually helping another being, you're going to definitely feel better, right? Whether it's a human or an animal. So that's something that I've been trying to do, is like get more people to visit sanctuaries and volunteer there, because then that is going to sort of trickle into the feelings of, okay, so I like this animal. The next time I'm at a grocery store, I'm going to start and think, what are the ingredients in this product that I'm consuming? Do I need to consume this? Can I make a different choice? And it's
Mm.
not just grocery store, every other product, right? So and the last thing, of course, is I've been trying to help raise funds for these sanctuaries, because they are doing the actual impactful work, which is rescuing animals and giving them a respectful and a safe home. Oftentimes the sanctuaries don't have the funds to do this impactful work, right? So I'm trying to build that platform where communities can come together and support sanctuaries. So as an entire world, we are moving towards kindness and compassion.
I love that so
Yeah.
much. That is so essential. I think that what you mentioned about physical and mental wellness, but also that sense of serving and connecting with another being, is so essential. There's a loneliness epidemic, and we can use all the friendships that we could have. And
Yeah.
so we to to kind of confirm what you're saying is we bring all of the principles of being a best friend and transfer them to a different being that has a different body makeup than we do, and we can become friends together.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. And there's no judgment either, right? So you can actually talk to an animal is going to listen to you.
yeah.
Right? And their silence is so powerful, because a lot of times when you're having these overwhelming feelings, you actually don't want anybody to give you advice or action items. Really, what you want to do is, can someone just hear me out? And to a greater extent, once you have poured out your feelings, you actually feel a lot better. So I guess that's something that's like an added benefit, right? And of course you want to do it in a way that it's not harmful for the animal, right? So
Absolutely, 100%. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. We are out of time already. It
yeah,
goes so quickly. But
yeah.
I want to know, you mentioned that you're raising money. I also want people to know where to find you. So please share that. I'm going to post all of the links and all of the contact information on the show notes. But I would like to know, where can they donate to this cause? And also, what is one thing that you want everyone to do? If they understood the conversation, now they need to understand the assignment. What is that assignment that you want to give to everyone who's listening and tuning in today?
Sure. Yeah. So folks can find my website at befriendcows.org. From there, you'll have all the social media links. So you can go check out, I also have a few like mini documentaries on my YouTube channel. In terms of like the takeaway or action item, I really want to invite folks to find an animal sanctuary near you and visit. And if you like it, try going back again. Try to put it up on your calendar and be like, hey, maybe once every week or every other week, I want to go visit this place, and try to involve yourself and see if you can volunteer there. And volunteering can sometimes even be remote, right? You can actually help manage the social media for a sanctuary's website, or you can do those kind of activities as well, because you're taking away the workload from the management of the sanctuary, and indirectly you're helping them care more for the animals. But I would also recommend try to go there in person, because that's much more beneficial. You go there, you volunteer and offer service, then you will realize the true, that friendship that exists between humans and animals.
I love it so much. Thank you, Preeti. I'm just so grateful that you shared your wisdom with us today. And I love every time you speak about the power of this friendship. I always get more energized, and it's a reminder to me to go back to the sanctuary. And it is such a powerful tool for families, so that we can nurture that friendship from a young age. So I really love the message that you're spreading in the world. And thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you so much, Elena. It was really nice. As always, it's really nice chatting with you.
Yes. And thank you, everybody, for being here at the Transformational Storytellers Show. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.